Hey, here I am. I like soccer, hiking, and lots of Disney.
All right, we are joined here today with Austin Marburger, a men's soccer player from Eureka College. Austin, how are you doing today?
Doing good. How are you, Brian?
Not too bad. Thank you for joining us. So I know chatting with you earlier, you're a criminal justice major. You're not quite sure what you want to do in the future, but how did you kind of get involved in criminal justice? What interests you about that?
So, start things off, I'm a double major with environmental studies as well. But criminal justice, I wanted to serve my country in a sense, but I didn't want to have to go overseas. And so I figured what better way to do it than to stay home and protect the families of the military men and women who are going over and leaving their families behind to fight for our freedoms. So that was my main incentive with having a criminal justice major.
And that's perfect, timing with last week being 9/11 and everything. So it's really great to see you kind of take charge in that with that leadership. I know also talking with you earlier, one of the reasons you like playing soccer is because of that leadership. How do you think playing a athletic competition, an athletic sport, how will that translate into what you hope to do professionally?
Oh, translate quite a bit actually, because working on a field, you work with teammates, especially soccer. You have to have lots of communication, passing. If you don't, you kind of fall apart. And so, same with criminal justice or working on a task force with policing or anything. I have to work with my fellow officers in order to either catch the bad guy or coordinate a stakeout or just working together in general.
Perfect. Yeah. I know you said you also like to hike, spend time outside. Have you gotten to hike anywhere, really unique or really cool? What's your favorite place to go hike?
So around Eureka, they have Matheson kind of up northwest of here. It's really cool. It's a free reign like state park, so there's no boundaries. There's trails you cannot walk on, obviously, but there's no guardrails, so you're allowed to go wander off. And so there's cool creeks and there's a little bit of waterfalls. Last time I went, I actually ended up falling into one of the ponds underneath the waterfall. It's a good time. I went with my brothers for my fraternity, so it was a lot of fun.
Very cool. I also think you said you like to fish. What's the biggest fish you've caught?
Probably about 4 pounds,
Okay.
4 pound
All right.
bass.
Okay. Very cool. And then you also said you like to read. Any of your favorite books that you like to share?
Love the Percy Jackson series. I also read another series called the Ranger Apprentice series. It's another good series that I like to read. Lots of books, and it keeps me distracted and gives me a break from reality, I guess you'd say.
That's right. Back to soccer. Can you tell us a little bit about what's been your favorite memory being on the soccer field, whether it's high school, college, anytime on the soccer field?
Uh, Favorite memory would have to be just making all these new friends. What we do during soccer practice when it's somebody's birthday, we take the water jug at the end and whatever's left in it with all the ice and everything, we just dump the icy water and be like, "Happy birthday!" and they get soaked.
So it's really good if you have an August or September birthday, not so much if maybe late October or November.
Exactly. Especially now with people who have February birthdays when our season's coming up in February. So,
That's right,
there it is.
correct. How have you been handling this whole COVID pandemic? How has that changed for you, and how are you handling that personally?
It's been new experience. I feel like for everybody, of course, a lot of difficulties, but you overcome them as you go, and you kind of just have to go with the flow of things. You can't really rush it, but you can't really ignore it either. So it's there, it's going to be here, and you just got to go with it and do what they tell you to do.
That's right. What do you like most about Eureka? What attracted you to Eureka that you wanted to join, go to campus there?
So I come from a smaller town, and my high school graduating class was 77. Wasn't the smallest, but it wasn't the biggest either. I knew everybody by name. I could go up and talk to people, have conversations. I wanted that at the college I went to. And so I chose Eureka because it's a smaller campus. Uh, we're basically 2 blocks. One side's residential, other side's academics. And so I know a lot of people here, and I can wave and I can have conversations with people that I just see on the sidewalk. A bigger university, you wouldn't necessarily get to do that because most of the time you don't recognize half the faces you see. And so it's awesome that I can go up and see random people and talk to them and just know them by name after that and see them around and continue to have conversations. Lots of friends.
Well, I know you're also a big Disney fan, so do you have any suggestions? Do you have Disney Channel, first of all?
Oh, of course.
Disney Plus, all right.
As soon as it came out, got it.
What are some suggestions that some of your friends and people should check out on Disney Plus?
So I have two, Tarzan and Nightmare Before Christmas. Those are my two favorites. Absolute best. Have to be my favorite.
All right, cool. So everybody go check those out on recommendation from Austin. Austin, thank you again for joining us today, and best of luck this season.
All right. Thanks for having me, Brian.